A few weeks ago, my sister came in from the UK. She stayed with me for a bit, and one afternoon, out of nowhere, she said, "You know, you haven't been feeding me right." At first, I laughed it off, but the truth is, it stung a little. Because if there's one thing I'm known for, it's making my guests feel at home. Full plates, full cups, full hearts. That's how I was raised, and it's something I've always carried with me. But she was not wrong. Between running my restaurant and trying to keep my home in order, I have barely had time to breathe, let alone spoil the people I love. And that guilt stayed with me. So when she left for Abuja to see our brother, I kept thinking about it, and when she told me she'd be coming back from Abuja to spend more time with me, I promised myself that this time would be different. No rushing, no excuses, just me in my kitchen making something special for her. Chapman on ice, corn dogs fresh out of the oil, jollof rice with juicy chicken, nothing over the top, but everything made with love, just so she would know I heard her and I cared. Hi guys, spend a few minutes of your time with me, and please forgive me in advance because this vlog is a little too long. So the first thing I did was bring out my ice maker, the one my husband got me. I unboxed it, poured in some water, and left it to start doing its thing while I took out my already cooked chicken and placed it in my Buchi mix air fryer. Once the chicken was ready, I prepped my pepper mix and popped that into the air fryer as well. Then it was time to start making my chapman. I washed my jug, sliced up some lemon and cucumber, and brought out all the drinks I'll be needing. By then, the ice maker had already produced enough ice, so I added a generous amount into the jug, followed by the lemon and cucumber slices. I poured in all my drinks, topped it off with grenadine, and honestly, it was looking so pretty. Once I covered it up, the chapman was officially ready. I quickly cleaned my work surface, set out our glass cups, and right on cue, my sister walked into the kitchen to have a taste. It was actually my first time making chapman, by the way. She took a sip and confirmed it was really good, which was such a relief. I served it into our cups, garnished each with a lemon slice, and even added a little extra ice to hers before handing it over. Of course, I topped up my own cup because if I'm cooking, I need a drink in hand. After another quick wipe down on the counter, I took out the sausages, chopped them in half, got ready to start on my corn dogs. While I was doing that, I decided to check my phone and saw that my mentor had sent me a trade idea. For those of you who don't know, I am a forex trader and I have been trading since 2021. Honestly, there's nothing sweeter than having multiple streams of income. I get to make money from the comfort of my home, and I owe a lot of that to my mentor, Coach IJ. She literally held my hand through my trading journey, and I have zero regrets. So if you've been thinking of getting into forex, I'll be adding her link to my bio so you can reach out to her directly. She will guide you just like she did for me. Anyways, once I was in the trade, I moved on to mixing my batter for the corn dogs. First went in the eggs, then the rest of my ingredients, flour, baking powder, all I gave that a good mix until it was nice and smooth. Then I poured it into my glass cup. Next, I brought out some skewers and threaded my sausages through. With my oil heating up, I dipped each sausages into the batter, gave it a good coat, and gently placed it into the pot of hot oil to fry. While they were frying, I quickly wiped down my work surface again. I cannot cook without cleaning as I go. I went ahead to return my ice maker so I could make room to start my jollof rice. I set my pot on another burner, and while that was heating up, I went back to turn my corn dogs. Once they were perfectly golden, I took them out of the oil. They looked so good, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, exactly how I wanted. Once my corn dogs were out, the pot on the other burner was already hot, so I added some vegetable oil to start frying. While the oil was heating up nicely, I quickly dished a few corn dogs for my sister and served them to her. Then I came back into the kitchen, added my onions, and stirred in my tomato paste. Once the tomato paste was in and frying, I went back to my Buchi mix air fryer, brought out my roasted peppers, and blended them until smooth. Then I returned to my sauce and poured in the pepper mix. After that, I added all my favorite spices, gave it a good stir, and covered it to cook. While it was bubbling away, I showed you guys how my corn dogs were looking. I bit into one, and oh my gosh, it tasted so good. By the time I checked back, my sauce was ready, so I quickly dished out some stew to keep on the side. Then I added my already washed rice into the pot, poured in my chicken stock, gave it a good mix, and covered it with foil to let it cook on low heat. I came back to stir it, cover it again, and when I returned, it had that beautiful smoky aroma. At that point, the jollof rice was almost done, so I tossed in some onions, butter, and the stew I had kept aside earlier. I covered it for about 10 more minutes, and when I came back, my rice was ready. It turned out so good. My sister had the best time because she could not stop telling her man how nicely I treated her. I plated her food, took it to the sitting room, then came back, served mine, and went straight into eating. And that's how I spent a few hours cooking for my sister. If you watched till the end of this vlog, please drop a red heart for me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next vlog. Bye. Mwah.